What is biodiversity? Biodiversity refers to the variety of living organisms on Earth. Depending on location, some places may have more or less biodiversity. Rhode Island and Trinidad and Tobago are both islands. However, they have different climates. Rhode Island is considered a temperate zone, while Trinidad and Tobago is considered a tropical zone. But who has more biodiversity in its taxa, and why? It is said that the tropics houses the highest levels of biodiversity in some of its taxa. The time hypothesis claims that climates that have been stable for a longer period of time has more biodiversity in its taxa. This is because temperate regions were occasionally disturbed by glaciation or frequent destructive hurricanes, while tropical zones have never experienced this level of ecological disturbance that causes habitat fragmentation or habitat destruction for most taxa. Without this, climates are said to be stable as seen in tropical spaces such as in Trinidad and Tobago. This is where the climate stability hypothesis comes in. A stable climate contributes to an increase in biodiversity as they allow niches to go undisturbed, where temperatures remain stable and rainfall patterns are consistent, playing a huge role in climate stability, resulting in more biodiversity. Competition is the third hypothesis. This hypothesis supports the idea that competition and predation are the most important factors of evolution. This is because new species evolve due to climate stability. The tropics is said to have more predators, which prevents prey populations from colonizing any one niche and maintaining biodiversity via population regulation. There is also more niche packing in stable climates, where areas have higher levels of species richness. The next theory is the hypothesis of intermediate disturbances. This is based on the idea that, like predation and competition, but instead of population regulation through predators, this is done via intermediate disturbances, like forest fires, fallen trees, earthquakes, and even floods. And while these seem similar to the glaciation disturbances, the effects of these disturbances are much less drastic on biodiversity levels. Island size is also considered a major factor in biodiversity of taxa. It is said that the bigger the island, the more room there is for species to evolve and occupy other niches. Trinidad and Tobago is relatively much larger than Rhode Island's, being at least 1,984 kilometers squared larger, thus more room for biodiversity. Lastly, the idea of spatial heterogeneity, which supports niche packing, is also another major factor in biodiversity of taxa. And we have a winner. Trinidad and Tobago has more biodiversity in the class Aves, Mammalia, and Reptilia when compared to Rhode Island in the US.